Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. I just saw I liked it, a good movie. A knock, was it a knock at the cabin? Do I have that right? Knock at the cabin or a knock at the cabin? You know what I mean. M. Night Shyamalan returned to form. First off, should you go see this movie? Yes, I think you should. Once again, I always say this about horror films. If you're particularly squeamish, if you're particularly soft in the belly, then don't see it. But it's not that, it's not a blood and guts fest per se. It's just some people have, very low tolerance for any type of violence or dramatic content, including violence. So if you're one of those, I guess don't see it. But if you're a normal human being with a tolerance for a little blood, a little guts, a little suspense, a little dramatics, go see it. So many interesting aspects of this film. First off, I think it's a return to form for Mr. M. Night Shyamalan. I know that he's done a lot of things like Signs and so forth, but what was the one with the woods? The people in the woods, the village, or whatever the fuck. In my opinion, M. Night Shyamalan kind of has been on a slump for like at least a decade, and maybe I'm forgetting some great movie that he did. I probably am. But for me, his first two big movies, The Sixth Sense, which I think is going way back to 99 or 97, and what was the other one? Unbreakable with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. I think those two movies were his best two. And then the Signs one with Gibson and the Village one, they all seem to fall into this pattern, for me at least, of, big twist at the end. You know what I mean? And spoilers. Now we're getting into spoilers. So if you feel like you don't want to get spoiled, put this video on reserve, subscribe and all that bullshit, and come back to me. Got a chapped lip. Once you're done. Come back to me once you've seen the movie, and then we can compare notes, and you can watch my video. And thanks to all the new subscribers, pulling up on 1,500. Long over fucking due, everybody. But thanks anyway. So next, this movie. M. Night Shyamalan's career in general. I'm sure I'm forgetting some big movie he's done. But I just remember for 3 or 4 or 5 movies, I always kept feeling underwhelmed, disappointed in what he was doing. I probably didn't see some of his movies after a while. But this one, for whatever reason, the cultural zeitgeist is back on M. Night Shyamalan. He's back in fine form. And many of you fucks know that I'm a big pro wrestling historian. And I have some experience in that realm myself. And I'm also an actor myself. And so you're probably wondering, well, gee whiz, Mike, how did Dave Bautista do? Is he a better actor than The Rock? Is he a better actor than John Cena? I think he fucking earned his acting stripes in this one. I'm going to give big old Dave a big old thumbs up. I think he did very well in this movie. Similarly to Mia Goth in Pearl and the other Infinity Pool movie she did, Big Dave might have found his little niche here in horror films. He's a big bastard. He could obviously play a lead psychopath killer or a good guy going against the bad guy villain in a fucking horror film. But in this one, he's kind of a tweener. We find out the hard way, spoilers, that this movie is a cast full of tweeners. For those that are wondering what's a tweener is basically somebody who's in between good and bad. They're not one or the other. And basically we have 7 main characters in this thing. There's a series of flashbacks, and here's the other aspect. Oh boy, what a chop full of nuts review this is going to be. This movie is going to succeed based on the small sampling that I got tonight. A pretty decent crowd at 6:30 on a Saturday night for this movie. This movie is going to succeed with big time money, big time audiences. And the question is, well, gee whiz, doesn't this movie have a homosexual couple at the forefront? The answer is yes. And this movie is going to do very well at the box office, and I think it's going to be pretty groundbreaking and subversively enlightening for some folks who might otherwise not be so sympathetic to homosexual characters. And furthermore, the way that this movie is being handled, promoted, marketed, and we haven't heard anything from M. Night, as far as I know, in the way that the Bros cast and crew, at least I think one of the cast members was basically saying last summer, if you're not a homophobic weirdo, go see Bros, or all the good people in the world are going to see Bros, and all the pieces of shit are not going to see our movie. So I guess the world is full of pieces of shit, because how many people saw that movie? If you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, basically Bros was a movie that came out summer of 2022, homosexual male romantic comedy. And before I even had a chance to see it or not see it, there was this interview, I believe, with a cast member, not with the director, who basically said, someone's about to bash into my car, by the way. Please don't, asshole. Basically said, if you don't go see Bros, then you're a homophobic weirdo. And it's like, fuck. This is, you're talking to people that voted for Donald Trump. You're talking to Walmart shoppers. It's a big fucking world out there, idiot. And so if you're trying to isolate people who might be a tweener about going to your fucking film, and they hear this cocky-ass attitude and this disgust and this disdain for the audience, they're not going to go see your fucking film. And that's exactly what happened. So a lot of people did not go see Bros. I didn't go see it, especially after that evil, mean quote. I was not enthused to go see Bros. And I see most of the fucking movies out there, folks. So the point of the matter is this. This movie is going to succeed financially and creatively and socially where Bros fell off the mark. And the reason is because, as far as I know, M. Night Shyamalan or the actors involved in this thing are not putting any fucking guilt trip on anybody to go see the goddamn movie, or else you're a fucking homophobe, whatever the fuck. They basically say, here's the goddamn... There's no secrets. I mean, you go see the previews. The previews, this thing's been having previews for like 6 fucking months, it seems. So when the previews started for this thing, because I've seen the preview and the trailers for this thing for months... it was a little bit like, what's this movie about, blah, blah, blah. Then basically they just started giving you more previews that had more storyline and stuff involved. It's been clear since the get-go it's a homosexual couple with their adopted daughter at the forefront of this movie. They are the ones making the Sophie's Choice. That's another element of this film. I've never seen the movie Sophie's Choice. However, I'm familiar with the terms and conditions of that film that Meryl Streep, my scene partner in Hope Springs, by the way, Meryl Streep's character, Sophie, I guess is her name, she has to make this horrible goddamn choice. I believe she's a Polish lady who has to make the choice to the fucking Nazis. Is she going to sacrifice herself or one of her children to death? And so I've never seen the film, and I'm not even sure if she plays a Polish woman or maybe she's a Jewish lady. What else could it be? But in any event, in this movie, 30, 40 fucking years later, M. Night takes that same type of premise. I'm sure he's seen Sophie's fucking Choice. And I'm sure I hope that he's giving some type of tip of the hat to that fucking movie. Because in this movie, spoilers, there's this homosexual couple. They have a cabin in the woods. I guess it's a rental. And they have their little... adopted daughter, cute young girl daughter, and they have to make a choice. When these fucking 4 individuals come to their cabin, big old Dave Bautista plays Leonard. There's a Medford, Mass fuck, which struck close to home because I used to live near that town, and I know these type of guys. And then there's this kind of weird kind of waitress chick from D.C., and this, black lady nurse from wherever the fuck. And so these are the 4 people who we come to find out, spoiler fuck, they represent the 4 pillars of the apocalypse, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, scary, and so forth. So basically the premise is the gay couple and their kid have to make a choice, as you've seen in the fucking preview a million times. One of you must be chosen to be dead. You must choose to kill one of you, And you can't commit suicide. The other ones have to fucking kill you. And then the whole world gets to live. So obviously when these, vigilantes, of justice, Batista, Leonard, and everybody else come barging in, the couple, Daddy Andrew and Daddy Eric, and the daughter, I believe her name is Men, they don't want to make that choice. They really don't. So every time they say no, another plague is released upon the world, and one of the four gets killed, commits suicide, and then another plague is released upon the earth. So this happens a couple of times. I won't give all the dirty details away, but that's where you have your violence. That's where you have your death. I guess you could say, suicide, murder type of stuff. And then you see like worldwide through the television screen, and you've probably seen this in the preview. Leonard shows them what's happening in real time in the world, the pestilence, the airplanes falling out of the sky, which is pretty fucking scary. I'll never fucking fly in a plane again. Thanks a lot, M. Night. All these scary, horrible, god-awful things, because this couple will not make a choice. We're not sacrificing anybody. So, in any event, I liked the fucking movie. I enjoyed it. Big Dave looked a little puffy in the face. Maybe that's what the glasses did to his eyes, but he wasn't in, what's that Guardians of the Galaxy character? Shape, or whatever the fuck shape. He wasn't in WrestleMania 22 shape, but he's still a big guy. And he was believable in some regard as this teacher. So I give big old Dave a big old thumbs up. I think he did very well. Look, I'm not going to play a hate fool. If I see somebody doing good work in a movie, I'm not going to say, well, goddamn, I wish I was in that movie. I will just say, hey, good job, Dave. So I was very respectful of his performance. I mean, I would put my performance in Seduction of Distance perhaps against Dave's work, but that's neither here nor there nor anywhere. Of course, you can also see me in Mr. Birthday with Eric Roberts and Jason London. And so forth. But in any event, I enjoyed the goddamn film. I hope you did as well. If you've seen it, if you've come back to me, you might be saying, well, gee whiz, Mike, I've really enjoyed hearing your take on this film. But I wish you would have done a video about Black Panther, or Black Panther Wakanda Forever, or Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or all these other great movies. Well, guess the fuck what? You're in luck. All you have to do is go through Mike's Instant Movie Reviews playlist and watch all my reviews of all your favorite fucking films. Oh, gee whiz, wait, you're saying, Mike, I'd rather see some of your creations, Mike. I mean, how can I support you as an artist? Well, gee whiz, that's very nice of you to ask. You can buy my book, A Distance from Avalon. You can buy my book, Fight or Play Basketball. If you're not in the book buying mood, you can simply go to Mike's Original Films playlist. You can watch Disregard the Vampire, a Mike Messier documentary. You can watch The Impeccable. You can watch all these wonderful award-winning films. So You're the Guy, my feature. Once you build up a tolerance to me, Blood Sugar Sedace, and you might be thinking, well, gee whiz, Mike, one person cannot be that fucking talented to be writing novels, doing these instant movie reviews, writing books for our enjoyment, making films for our enjoyment. One human being cannot be that talented. Well, you'd be wrong. So that's it, folks. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. If you're an eBay fucker, look for the Foreign Object eBay store. I'm getting a little sick and tired of people giving just some of the buyers on eBay. They need to fucking make a choice. Are you buying or not? I don't have time for your questions and your bullshit. It's fucking eBay. You bid on an item, you fucking buy it, assholes. So I'm a little sick and tired of some of these eBay fucks. But for the rest of them, I'm very thankful. And hashtag emoji, put my fucking palms together. Whatever the fuck. So that's it, folks. Have a great fucking night. It's Saturday. Blah, blah, blah.